Hello, I'm Clint Walker, and this is Real Estate Appraiser Secrets. And today, we're going to talk about buyer feedback and buyer agent feedback and why it is so important to the real estate sales process and ultimately important to appraisals. So, this came up because I was reading some Facebook comments from agents who are frustrated that in our market, over the years, sort of buyer agent and listing agent cooperation it feels like it's sort of eroded, and I personally experienced this as well. I'm primarily a listing agent when I'm involved in agency at all, and it is very, very difficult to get buyers agents to give feedback after their showing sometimes. And I guess I'm not alone in experiencing this. And it's really frustrating because the main point of buyer feedback and buyer agent feedback is ideally for the listing agent to guide their seller through to a list price or to improvements to the property, if that's the way to go, based on buyer expectations and buyer demand. And that's where it's important to appraisers, because the thing that we care more about than anything else is buyer expectations and buyer demand. So this phenomenon that many of us are experiencing right now, where we can't get any feedback from buyers agents during the listing process, ultimately hurts everybody in the process. I in the course of reading these comments on this Facebook post, somebody shared a video by Jared James. He's one of the few real estate content creators that I follow, but I think he's really good. And Jared had made a video at some point, I don't think it's super recent, saying that buyer feedback and buyer agent feedback is going away, and I think he says in the video that it may be wise to not give it at all, because there are some pending lawsuits where buyers agents are being sued for giving away confidential information in that feedback that has hurt their buyers. I mean, obviously, your duty of confidentiality is always the most important thing. You certainly should be very careful about giving away confidential information that your buyer has given you during your showing, or giving away information that might detrimentally impact them. But your own opinions of the listing are definitely not part of your buyer agent confidentiality. Your buyer is not entitled for you to keep your mouth shut about what you think about a property. And I can tell you, as a listing agent, I want your feedback. I might even want your feedback more than I want your buyer's feedback, especially if you see a lot more houses in the market than them. At least your feedback is just as important to me as their opinions. But in so much as they have ideas or give you permission, you can always ask for their permission to provide that information to the listing agent. It's really important to us as listing agents to get that, so that we can make adjustments to our price or to the property itself, the improved, if we need to paint or change light fixtures, or little things that can be done very quickly and efficiently during the listing process. Those changes can be made to meet your buyer's expectations. Then the other thing, I guess one of the comments I saw on this was, this is sort of a crazy comment. Some agent actually said, why would we ever bother to leave buyer's agent feedback? That helps nobody but the seller. That could not be a more short-sighted view. Okay, I guess if you as a buyer's agent are only ever planning to sell one house one time in that particular neighborhood or market, sure, your feedback and your buyer's feedback will only ever help that seller, okay? But if you are a professional agent who plans to keep working, then your feedback, especially your negative feedback, which is honestly, that's the feedback that I usually want, is I want to know what you didn't like. Your negative feedback that helps shape prices to be more in line with what a buyer will actually pay for that property and help dispel sellers of their illusions, is helping you the next time you want to sell a house in that neighborhood. You are helping yourself by giving buyer feedback. I mean, again, unless you're just don't consider yourself a professional agent. And then again, this is all about, appraisers in the end. All of that stuff, the way that your feedback impacts the listing and makes changes in the listing, ultimately clues your appraiser in to what buyers want in that market and what we need to make adjustments for and what we need to care about when we're doing our appraisals. We are all, in a very, very real sense, working together, even if it doesn't seem that way on these transactions. My last video, I was talking about keeping the humans in real estate. It is a very cooperative thing, whether you perceive it that way or not. We all need each other to be conducting our business as thoroughly and professionally as possible. From the listing agents putting adequate and dare I say detailed information into the listings, to buyers agents providing feedback and helping inform the sellers of what the reality is of their market. And then the appraisers coming along and reading the tea leaves of that whole transaction. So I hope that's helpful. This will be a little bit of a short video, but it's just shouldn't be too much to say on the subject. It should just be a thing that everybody does as a matter of courtesy and professionalism. Anyway, if we can be of service to you on pre-listing appraisals or professional measurements or consultations, we would love for you to find us at truepointappraisals.com. If you like these videos, please like and subscribe. And as always, I appreciate you watching, and I will catch you next week.